Everybody calls me. Everybody calls me. I almost missed those calls from Jim. The calls we Ace received on the way back about the reading that was in the car. One day Jim calls me and says, "You better get that parking down. The park. Give it a name." I was like, "Okay." I said, "Henry, come in here. Let's think of a name."
Okay, I've got 5:30, and I call in the Board of Architecture Review meeting to order on July the 18th, 2022. It's 5:30 p.m. And if you would, Mr. Wilson, would you please call the roll?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Sandra York.
Yes, here.
Paul Mascotti. Here. Cindy Nord.
Here.
John Miles. Dr. Dale Costin. Keith Bailey.
Here.
Jim McLean.
Here. We do have a quorum and as well, and you also have the agenda in front of you. If you would look at that, make sure that you can adopt it. But let me back up.
You assume that the agenda was posted according to counterparts.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
If you look at the agenda, you have a motion to amend our so to accept that. Yes. Motion made and seconded. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Ayes have it. And the words are stand and American flag is all right. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, we also have the minutes on February 22nd, 2022 meeting. You will look at that and also make a motion to approve our amendment. That was a motion to approve the minutes as presented and we second. Those in favor say aye. Aye. All right, we don't have two action items tonight. First one is A, which has to do with property located at 11019 Wilson Boulevard. And he's requesting a appropriate system which for a multi-office suite complex at that level. For your information, this is at the site of the old Mickey D. Auto operation. And which I think that is important. Mr. Miles, I'll send you a presentation as to plans for that site. So if you would set up the mic. This is Mr. Kevin Downs. If you would, just walk us through your plans to this, the site plan, the materials to use.
The building will be constructed of all brick. I know at one time we had a stone, we need all brick building.
Can you stick in the mic?
All right. It'll be it's completely all brick building, and there's a sample of the bricks here. And what we're going to do is directly on browns. So mortar will be a very great mortar, traditional gray. That trim piece that it has in hand, that's all the metal that the building is around the top of the building. Windows, doors, all be consistent in that dark browns color. There'll be storefronts constructed in that color. There'll be a mild tint. Window just to kind of cut down the sunlight as well as the awnings on top. Any questions this one?
I understand that you'll be occupying one of these.
I will. I'll be occupying the first, the middle two as well. The one to the left and right will be rented out to our suite engineer and another plumber. All right.
Any questions from the board? Say engineer and plumber.
Firm.
Engineer firm.
Yeah.
How far back from the road is the building?
Here's the site plan, you know, from this, look at that, that's page. Where the site plan also, then just your reference there, you see the highway 21 is on the narrow side. It's a little narrow piece of land. This is 21.
So there's probably approximately about 50 foot north from the road. There's no upfront parking. Look at the site plan. All of our parking needs to be right side of it, as well as the rear. Our dumpster is on the rear. We'll try to landscape that as well. Make it look nice. We'll use a nice gated running cover that. It will have an retention pond on the back, but it will be mild. It's not really a retention pond at all. But we have our share of landscaping that will be some solid along with some great myrtles and different oaks and such to kind of give it that life look.
This does follow the town guidelines as far as not creating parking up front, parking to the side, or to the rear, which this particular plan does. So,
any questions?
Is it two colors of brick?
There's one color of brick. The entire building will be the same color. The goal is to make it look all uniform in one building. This will have multiple doors.
What's the color of the awnings?
There'll be dark bronze, the same color as that trim. They're only pretty much brick colors, the gray mortar, and then that dark bronze. So landscape and design. So we will have very little sod. Most of it will be at the rear, but we'll use some crepe myrtles. If you look in the right-hand corner of the key, he's got it pulled up there.
So the applicant sent the landscape plan just this afternoon, so it's up there on the screen, but it's not in your packet.
Yeah.
I can zoom in if you can't read that. You can see those trees on the far right.
This property is also surrounded by wooded terrain on three sides there, except for the house.
Will there be any signage?
We will have signage. I think you guys have an ordinance, but I have to get that approved.
Right, and for the BAR, they require it to be in keeping with the look of the building.
Okay.
But there's a height restriction. I have to look to see what the height restriction is, because this is not town center. This is community commercial zoning, so it has different height requirements.
Higher or lower?
It'll be higher.
Higher.
I'll check. I'll verify that. I can check while y'all are talking.
But yeah, it will be signage on it, mostly on the doors. I didn't plan on putting anything on the street.
We love monumental signs.
I love monumental signs.
This property is located in the middle of a residential area. It's surrounded really on three sides by residential property, and then property to the south is for sale. That's the 90-acre Wilson tract, which is the main site.
Yeah,
it is in the middle of a residential. It's zoned correctly, but it is in the middle of a residential area.
The other thing with the sign is too, the welcome to Blythewood sign is like practically there on the property almost. So I don't want to come in conflict with that as well.
We'll put a monumental sign out there too. They have company.
As assume that the dumpster enclosure will be similar to, made out of the same brick as the building.
Yeah, so we'll brick it in. We'll use wrought iron gates on the front so that they can stay locked. Only used for the tenants.
Any planned construction equipment parking?
Not here. Not on this side.
Would you be interested in perhaps putting a sidewalk in front of it?
Well, you mean for
Walking, yeah.
me putting one there? I mean, we have a sidewalk in front of the building, but, you know, they did have one. I noticed that there is one that's covered in vegetation right now. And if that's one of the requirements that you guys want, that's not a big deal. It'll just die off right there, because there's a big, kind of like a ditch right on the other side of it.
Many years ago, there was a asphalt sidewalk from the Blythewood Academy all the way to this particular property. It's now grown up with vegetation. There's grass on it. You don't see the asphalt. But it was at one time an asphalt sidewalk that extended down to that.
Yeah, it is a sidewalk I noticed to the left of the property that I didn't know was there until I was walking across it one day. So
not much left of it, though.
No.
So what is Metro Dwelling Holdings?
So so Metro Dwellings is actually a construction company, but the holdings company is a real estate holdings company that I own myself, and I just hold real estate in it. So that's who owns the building. Yeah, so it's just a holdings company.
Any other questions?
Just to clarify a couple of things, Mr. Chair. The sign requirements are identical to town center for this zoning district. The sign requirements are identical to town center.
Which does provide the monument.
Correct. The monument height of 8 feet is the maximum, and the front setback for this zoning is 25 feet maximum. It could actually be closer to the road if they wanted to.
This is one of the few buildings, I think.
Also, if I can add one more thing, I'm not sure if y'all can hear me. I'm here through the computer, but since it's a multi-tenant building, he will be allowed 64 square feet maximum for his sign area because it'll be a multi-tenant use building.
So because it's a multi-tenant building, we put signage out there, and so it's allowed to have more square footage. So he said 64 square feet total because it's multi-tenant. And
I will say that, and correct me if I'm
So Mr.
wrong.
Giles can occupy however many square footage of the sign he wants, and then say 2 other spaces for his other 2 tenants.
Okay.
This is
one of the first
piece of property that I think we've dealt with that does kind of what the town owners, the direction they want to go into, and as far as bringing the building up to the street. And it's easy to work with this because there's nothing to either left or right of it, so there's no conflict as far as setbacks with adjacent property. So this is a piece of property that does mirror what the town had been trying to do for a number of years. Any other questions, Mr. Downs?
Mr. Downs, I commend you. Coming in with a plan that makes it fairly easy for us to make an assessment, but more importantly, to help the town grow.
Thank you.
Well, there's been several discussions about this, and he's been very cooperative in trying to meet all the guidelines of the town. So we thank you for that. Any other questions, Mr. Downs? Is there a motion to approve the COA? All right, motion made to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. We thank you. And any idea of your construction time? We see that you basically have gotten a lot essentially cleaned up, which is certainly an improvement on the north end of town, which we appreciate you doing that.
Yeah, so I'll get this over to the civil engineer, and then it's all about the designing and permitting.
Right.
So hopefully in August, hopefully.
that's pretty quick, which is,
Yeah, we've been waiting quite some time, so anxious to get it
we'd
going.
like to have you in the town, and we look forward to working with you, too.
All right, thank you.
All the process. Okay. The next item on the agenda is item number 2022-03, COA for the Blythewood Historical Society. Due to a conflict of interest, I will need to recuse myself. I want to ask the Vice Chairman, Mr. Bailey, if he would, to please take over from me at this point on, and if you would, go ahead and close the meeting.
Okay, will do. I just hope I can do as good a job as you, Jim. Okay, so we have Ms. McLean here, I guess, to spread the joy.
Thank you so much. On behalf of the Blythewood Historical Society, we are requesting a variance for the location of the sign that is on the corner of McNulty and Highway 21. And the reason for that variance is that we don't have enough property line to put the sign out any further than the property. In the past, the BAR has given us a variance for the white picket fence that goes around the house, and that's on the screen right now. We had to receive a variance for that for the same reason. The highway has encroached over the years on the property line, so we don't have the allotted space. Also, a few months ago, y'all gave us the variance to put the faux front porch on the house. So this is the same type situation. And the sign is placed where it does not interfere with the traffic in the town.
Mr. Williamson, does this fall within the purview of the BAR in terms of variances and responsibility? Does it
Yes, there is a section in the ordinance for the BAR to provide variances, and it's been used since I've been here. For instance, the car wash gave them a variance to be further back than was permitted because of the slope of the property. And, it's a question of, it could go to the BZA or BAR, but the BAR does have a variance provision in the ordinance for specific reasons. And so if it's unique to the property, so I can pull that up and look at it. But there certainly is a provision for the BAR to issue a variance for this type of thing. And I thought, since this is an historical building that the BAR has been involved with, that it makes the most sense for the BAR to issue the variance. But it could have gone to either board.
Okay. Any questions for Ms. McLean? You just want to bring a motion forward? So moved. The motion is properly brought forward. Need a second?
Second.
Properly second. Any other questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All against say nay. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
At this point, having exhausted this robust agenda, are there open citizens' comments? Yes, sir. I've done this once or twice, I think. But I love your enthusiasm. Thanks for the vote of confidence. So we have no one signed up for open citizen comments. Therefore, I need a motion for adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
The properly motion second to adjourn. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
We're out.